brand not making your size in something does not give you grounds to talk shit and degrade the brand. Brands are allowed to want a certain look and image with their products. They are allowed to make things for the people they want to make them for.
Let's stop right there and extend this logic, because if brands and companies are allowed to discriminate who gets to wear their clothing, are they not also allowed to discriminate who they hire based on aesthetic, whether the hair doesn't match the aesthetic, the skin color doesn't match the aesthetic, the body doesn't match the aesthetic? What kind of people have you decided get to live a good life? That's what this conversation is really about, right? And if we're saying you don't get to fight back, brands get to decide what kind of aesthetic they want. It can be thin, it can be white, it can be cis, it can be whatever they decide it to be. You're stupid if you don't think that trickles down to their hiring system and who they employ. We could talk about Goop. Remember when they made that TikTok and it was all 30-year-old, very thin white women who had a similar aesthetic? Okay, yeah, sure, I guess you can do that. It's still racist. At its bones. That's what it is. As is fat phobia. And to pretend that that's anything else other than to, like, satisfy your internal self-hatred system is problematic and, at its bones, a dangerous ideology. The other thing is he's just wrong. So many makeup companies added darker shades because they were getting badgered about not having them. Complaining to companies works because that's how consumerism works. You tell them what you want, and they oftentimes will start to move the needle. As with anything else in history that had to be fought for, like, people are allowed to talk shit. To say that you're not allowed to talk shit and you just need to lose weight and suck it up, that's a crazy thing. Being a muscular white man in a black tank top probably doesn't give you the range of experience to talk about what clothing experiences look like for women of all sorts of different experiences. Not just women, obviously, all people, but particularly when we're talking about, like, boobs and hips and, like, things that it's like, just shut up. Like, why are you saying? Yes, you can complain to these companies for not fitting your body. You are not required to sit and be silent and hate yourself because you don't see yourself represented in stores and clothing. It's just like a weird hill to die on.